Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to the No Mongo Podcast, a weekly show about all things skateboarding. And my name is Rick Beta. Hope you're having a great week, great weekend. It's Saturday as I record this. Hope, this whole month is flying by. It's November 19th today? It's crazy. Crazy. You can follow along on social media at Rick Beta. That's RickBata. Or also email the show, nomongopodcast@gmail.com. Either way, let me know your thoughts, your hot fire takes, or if you just have questions in general, I'm here for you. Now, before I jump on into Nyjah Huston's latest edit, Shine, I have to comment on his company's, recent acquisition. That's right, Disorders, shaking and baking, making some moves, making some deals, and recently added Clive Dixon to the squad. Yeah, so let me put on my analyst jacket. Let me adjust the tie real quick. All right. I like this move. I think it's a good fit for him, and I think he'll fit right in with that crew, and I'll chime in more on that later, but I just had to put my jacket on, my tie on, my sports analyst takes. I like this move. So shifting now back to the man himself, of course, Nyjah Huston, and his latest fire edit, Shine. And it turns out that isn't like all we're going to see from him from this month. And I'm not sure if he's actually going to drop anything else maybe in December. But as of right now, he said on his Instagram page, there will be another video dropping on the 28th called Need That. And Nyjah 3 shoe will be released on the 30th. So that's a lot to pack in on November. So I guess needless to say, it's going to be a very busy month for him. Very busy Q4 for Nyjah. And dare I say it, cough, a sody push. He's taking the cues from Tyshawn, right? I mean, straight from the Thrasher mag. I mean, he's definitely got part of it down where there's no filler, all hammers. It's like, check. Nyjah checked that box off, of course, with this latest edit. But then again, is it too much? We also had his life on video documentary that dropped, 10 days ago? And then another Nyjah tells his, story of Disorder Skateboards, trajectory video that was released a day before. A lot of Nyjah in just November. Is that overkill? I mean, is it obvious? It's almost like, take it easy, Nyjah. Leave some November for the rest of us, bro. It's not just your month. You've been sending it like a maniac. And this is with him injured. Imagine if he wasn't injured. Dude, it'd be like, well, we're just going to do something every day for the month of November. Yeah, well, maybe not on Thanksgiving. We'll let you guys enjoy your holidays, but every day. We kind of know what you're doing here. Maybe see if you can, click the unsend button on just one or two of them, sprinkle them into December. Just had to point that out, though, how obvious it was. Like Tyson, I don't like skaters who, definitely obviously push, even though that's kind of what he's doing and Nyjah's doing. Everyone's doing it. They're all doing it. Let's see what Mark did. Started all of this, right? There's no subtlety found here. None. He's coming for you, Jimmy. Jimmy's still my pick until I see other footage drop. And Tyshawn and Louis. Those are my top three right now. But he's coming for Jimmy, man. Don't even hurt Jimmy, dude. Shine, which is I'm assuming is named after the first song in the music video from Mondo Cosmo. However, even as I read that right there, every time I read that name in my notes, I picture it as Mongo Cosmo. Both are rad names, but can you imagine if there was a skater out there named Mongo Cosmo? It could happen, right? Maybe I just influenced some parents out there too. Any listeners out there expecting a little one in the next few months? Consider pitching that name to your better half, right? Say, hey, babe, hear me out. I know we're looking for a name for our kids because we had trouble too. Like literally, we named our kids, I have twins, in the hospital. Well, actually, no, my daughter's name was already set, but we were still on the fence with my son. I should have named him Mongo Cosmo. And I think, but damn it. But anyway, pitch that to your better half, Say, babe, or honey, or whatever you want to call it. Mongo Cosmo. Cosmo, a middle name? Yeah, that would work. But do it for us, Do it for the Mongo community. Anyway, I just had to point that out because my crazy brain, literally, as I looked at my notes, I'm like, I almost said Mongo and not Mondo. So Mondo Cosmo, Shine. I'm assuming that's why he named it. And his second song was from Amen Dunes. Another cool ass name. Amen, of course, sang the song to Siren. I mean, is there a theme to these song choices? Most definitely. Did it work for this video? I think it did. I wonder if what he'll use for Need That, which, of course, it led me to Spotify's search options for possible artists, right? And there were quite a few. Will it be Matthias Tyne and Young Chris? They got a song called Need That! Exclamation point. Nipsey Hussle did a song with Dom Kennedy called I Need That. Little Reese has a song called I Need That. And that one had me bob my head. I had no idea who Little Reese is or it was. I could picture some epic, slow motion tricks of that song. I Need That. Or will it be Moonchild and Little Camille's Need That? Who knows? This is my crazy brain. I went to Spotify and I'll Need That. Trying to figure out what songs he's going to use, But maybe Little Reese. Does he seem like a Nipsey Hussle fan? I don't know. Maybe it'll be none of the above, and I'm just overanalyzing, overthinking it. But anyway, got my brain spinning. I love how they started this video off with him rolling past some, bus stop benches. But did you notice the subtle messages on them? Or at least the first one, right? It said, get over your selfie, send it later. Is the universe telling him to also slow it down? Is the universe agreeing with me on that one? Just unsend a couple of them, dude. Put them in December. Of course they're talking about texting and driving, but we all know he's all about sending it. But maybe I'm reaching a bit on that one, but I just had to mention it, It's like, get over yourself, send it later. But it's selfie, not self. Shout out, of course, to stoptextstoprex.org. I'm going to give them a shine. I don't even know if they're still doing those bus stop billboards. Probably a year or two ago. However, I just had to look up the second one, okay? Hear me out. Hashtag dance like a dad. Right at 17 seconds, It's like, what are you insinuating, bus stop bench? Huh? Punk? You saying dads can't dance? Well, actually, you're damn right regarding this one. Yeah. But I kind of had an idea what this hashtag was all about, and I was right, and I can get down like some of the adults and some of the dads I saw on there, I could do that without pulling a leg muscle. Yeah, watch me. Yeah, you're laughing now. But that's a great hashtag. Not a real popular one, so I wonder how long ago that was filmed. But it was entertaining for sure, so let's get that one going again. Dance like dad. Hashtag dance like a dad, actually. Yeah. But you get started, okay? I'll wait for your cue. So this shine part is like a few seconds shy of about 7 minutes, and I literally, and I'm not joking, could talk about each and every trick he did. There was no filler. Like I said, he took the words right from Tyshawn, took his advice. No filler at all. He straight up destroyed it on every rail, like in his path, whichever city he was in, everyone. It's almost as if we have to say, what didn't he do down a handrail? I'm not kidding. And he did mix in some street tricks too, just a couple. How about his great opening line, right? He's going down that hill to a nose manual on that ledge, drops down, busts out a 360 flip off the ledge, hops up the other side, does a manual, front 180, drops down a couple of times, and busts out that switch flip on the other ledge. It's like most of us would simply just drive past that spot, not even giving it a double take, or we'd see it, we'd probably get kicked out in about 2 seconds. But he pulled that whole line off, and post, title cards and intro. He was seen busting out that massive backside nose blunt slide down that, what was it, a 16, 17 stair rail roughly? Huge. I was not ready for that. Damn, Nyjah, damn. Following up later, I didn't laugh too much in this video, and you can read into that if you know what I've usually been talking about over the years. So I didn't laugh too much, but I did laugh at this part. I'm like, dude, okay, those Suchu grinds, I bet those are having like Mark punching, through some drywall with his left and his right hands. Are you serious? The hell are you doing, Nyjah? But those are ridiculous. As I said, I could literally go trick by trick for this video. It was that worthy and that good. I love that 2-trick line starting at about 131. The one with the nice tracking footage. It looked very dreamy. Kind of reminded me of like Mike Valley's Powell part. It's like very dreamy. Almost kind of like Skate 3 as well. Almost like a Skate 3 intro. Video game intros were the kind of just like, But yeah, I definitely thought of Mike V. So when he was running through through the cemetery, just kind of gave that feel to it. I'm not sure if there's a connection there. That's what my brain was telling me. What was up with that massive backside 50-50? 2 minutes in, that rail is so damn tall, so unnecessary. And he was just showing off at this point, rubbing it in our faces just how good he is. I love how he stands next to 2 minutes and 8 seconds in, and you see where like basically the rail lines up. It's at his shoulders. Like what? I was by a handrail. Was it yesterday? Yeah, we went out to dinner, or the day before. We went out to dinner, and I was walking by some handrails, and they were kind of up to probably about my ribs. And I was like, even then, how? How did you? It was up to his shoulders. And just look at the expression on his face too. He's probably thinking like, yeah, I did that. Yep. I grinded that while y'all just worrying about your slappies, myself included. I'm over here awling up like shoulder high rails, and stuff. No big deal. I'm doing stuff on rails for giants, That's me. Not slappying. I'm not slappying. And then we have his near-death trick. I can't remember what episode I talked about way in the past. But near-death tricks, they're not worth it, man. They're not. Just for kicks, right? No big deal. So unnecessary. This one was it. Front feeble attempt on that overpass at 225. Not worth it. Nope. Especially if you're the brainchild of your brand. And not for how long he grinded too. That was like a second? Like really a second. And I remember seeing him, he posted on IG, maybe it was a clip or a photo of it a while back, but I had no idea what he was trying. I don't think, we didn't know what it was, but it wasn't worth it then. Like, no, thank you. I mean, sure, he's a professional, right? He can lean into the right direction and balance his weight. But, even the pros accidentally hit pebbles, or hit a dull or too slick spot on obstacles, That one, I could have done without, I know he couldn't, but I didn't appreciate getting sweaty palms while watching this video. I'm looking at him right now, having that effect, just talking about it. But, it's so on brand for him, though. We've seen him done before. He's done so many near-death tricks. They're just sweaty palm-inducing tricks, It's like, but why? Why would you try that? For a second. Like 1 sec. That was it. Not even that. That was too long. It was like, that was his grind. Not worth it at all. No thanks. Oh, I loved his, it was a switch heel feeble. 339. That was pretty gnarly. Seems awkward to do, And all the feeble haters out there, can you really say that you hate that one? You're like, nah, I don't like feeble grinds. That one's lame. That one, it almost goes like unnoticed too, just from the angle. It kind of didn't do it justice, but that was like, I had to rewind that. I was like, damn, that was switch. And now it's about what, 4 minutes and 19 seconds in. It's at this point in the video, I would advise, if you're not watching this with headphones on, you pause, throw them on your ears. I love the sound of, it was a kickflip front board down that board down that kinked rail. It's like, and it just basically sounds so cool. It's like drop, 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 drop. Yeah, it's just, the little things in life, Just put on some headphones when you do it. 419. It's very cool. Very, very difficult trick, of course, but it was how it sounded, which really impressed me. Nyjah's so good at very large rails. It's scary. 440. I love this one. He rolled in at that dock spot. It's like kind of a weird, shipping dock, right? So, and he rolled in and proceeded, Smith grind on the rail off that bump, and then rolling, of course, on to bust out on the other side, a huge blunt side down that 13 stair rail. Huge. And it wasn't just any 13 stair rail either. That thing was steep. Capital S steep. That blunt was so damn gnarly. I mean, to go up and over a rail like that, just to have the confidence in his ability to go there is insane. To do that there, it's insane. Ribs could be shattered if you landed on it wrong. But I'm glad we got to see 2 angles of it as well. There's so many extra things going on there. The hoodie was flying up as he floated down. And key thing too, which I never really noticed, but his shadow. Pay attention to his shadow as well. And it was like the perfect time to capture that moment, because we got to see what that would look like if he did it switch. Watch his regular version and then watch the shadow. That's what it looks like you do it switch, Does that count? Does shadows count? I pretty much never pay attention to shadows, and that just, my eyes just, it basically slapped me in the face, It was like, hey Rick, look at me over here. Very cool. Oh, and dude's like fakie game is on point too. For example, a fakie flip to 50-50 at 5'11", and then seconds later his fakie back nose grind. I mean, both of those are so awkward, especially because you're floating in the rails behind you. You're floating back. Dangerous stuff. And then he tops it off with a massive fakie 50-50 down that long kinked rail. How do you like switch grind that long? I dare you to try that. Just give it one try, and tell me how it works out for you. I mean, that was the one that Jamie Foy did, right? He did a long cricket grind down. So I remember him. They both kind of ran into that door right there. And I'm pretty sure I talked about it on this show, but that was nuts. Huge. Fakie to switch 50-50 down. Whoo! He grinded for about 7 seconds on that one. 7 seconds. Switch. Come on now. And moments later, he's seen doing a beautiful switch heel front board. 550. I'm like, chef's kiss. But is it me, though? Did he step up his switch game lately? He's always kind of had switch game, right? Maybe I just haven't been paying attention, though. I don't know. My bad, Nyjah. But then, of course, we have his ender, the one we've all seen, right? This was on the cover of Thrasher, and he's rocking a Thrasher hoodie for it. Of course, it landed on that front page. 2 different colored leggings. He's got that kind of red, white, and blue vibe going for him. It's all this, very patriotic. Everything's working for him. He's going all in on that acronym, right? All in. It's obvious with this. And for as much as that trick was insanely difficult to do, I wanted to focus on just, the execution of it for a second here. That was straight up. It was perfect. It was like the speed, the pop, the board to rail angle. Look how straight that was. Like, it's so flat, You're not mistaking it at all for a tail slide. You see that, that's a tail slide. I see pictures of and you're like, is that a nose blunt? I mean, is it a blunt slide or is it a tail slide? And that's what makes it so mind-boggling. How do you hold that angle so perfectly, like just perfect angle for that long? And sure, he had to pop out a little early to get the make, but he held that for so long. That was so beautiful. And he popped out with, 6 steps left or something like that? It's going so fast, so damn good. And I honestly still don't know how he landed that. And how do you not accidentally make it that like a blunt slide? He tail slid that like a boss. Bravo, man. Bravo. I was very excited to see the clip for that. Most of the time it's, you see the still, the photo, and you see it like, it's not as good, but damn. Way better than I thought. But this was a great video. And I know I don't do a great job at mentioning the filmers, but they all killed it for this video. And they had about, 11 filmers helping out, helping out the cause for this one. All, of course, behind the mind of Ty Evans. So well done, Ty. I need to give, I always say this. It's one flaw, right? It's I don't give these filmers enough credit. I need to mention them more. I mention them all the time. I just don't. I'm working on that. But this was very cinematic. I wish I'd seen it on like a big screen, and maybe an IMAX or something. Maybe I have to bust out the projector. It's kind of cold, not that cold in the driveway, but maybe bust out the projector and pop it on the screen. Who knows? So keeping it on the topic of disorder, they recently acquired Clive Dixon, from Birdhouse, for 3 first-round draft picks and a 7th-round draft pick in 2024. I'm kidding, of course, but yeah, it's been about a year since Clive announced his departure from Birdhouse, his final graphic announcement. But he obviously had some things in motion, like shortly thereafter, I think, because you figure, I mean, maybe this was a work in progress, maybe right away or like 6 months ago, but for the footage he's got for this video, he had it. It wasn't long. He wasn't without a board company for that long before it. He was just probably getting flow, discreet flow. But yeah, about a day ago, as I'm recording this on Saturday, his Conjecture video dropped, for Disorder, along with his Pro board as well. So they like I said, this has been in the works for a while to get all this timed up. He's lined up. He's got a, page or double page and Thrasher coming up. Nyjah isn't messing around at all now. He's got his eye on the prize. He's coming for you, Prod Father, and Real, and April. He's coming. He's coming for y'all. You better watch your back. Yeah. But Clive on Disorder. Like I said, I think it's a great fit from just the sample sizes we've seen. It's been like a year roughly. It's been this year, right? Disorder launched this year. I can't remember, but especially with everything I just mentioned about Nyjah's part, Clive can huck it down like the most insane stuff that unlike most of us cannot do. He's always been a bit different, right? He's been that guy that had no fear, has no fear, and very creative, spot selections. And also, is it me? For those of you who have seen this Clive's latest video, does he push with a little more swagger these days? I noticed that in this Conjecture video. Something feels a little different, and that's a good thing. More hammers, of course, for us to consume, but it's something different in his push, and I think that's a good thing. So with that being said, here are some notes I took along the way. I mean, starting your video off with a huge 50-50 down, 22-stair hubba. That's a great start, right? That impresses the boss. But adding 5-0 attempts to that very spot is very on brand for Disorder. Very on brand for Clive as well. Just the sound of that grind was awesome, right? It was so long. And I bet it was scary, Clive. That's why you're doing them and not me. It's like, you do you. I'm not doing that. But I didn't need to see him, twank and dank his leg at 37 seconds. So I didn't need that. Was a bit heavy. I didn't need to see that. Because that took him out for a while, right? That was a break, right? That was a snap. You get a one-way ticket to crutches with that one. Seconds later, he did this great 3-line trick. Quick tray flip, right? Casual kick flip to a casual front 180 into that ditch. Just casual, right? Just rolling down the street. That's probably his warm. He probably did that first try. Because that's what we'd all do. If we were, doing that very line there, right? That's what we'd all do there. Don't steal my line, dude. You see him, he stopped that cyclist in his tracks. He was probably thinking, whoa, where you going, buddy? Whoa, what? But that was nuts. He probably, that cyclist probably had some nightmares after seeing that. He thought, Clive was killing himself or something. Where are you going? Don't do it. And they're filming it too. And he had to toss in that switch stand splash at the end. And stop showing off, Clive. And that was a big splash, man. What was that, about 6 inches, about 6 to 8 inches of water? Elbows to the ground with that. That didn't feel good. You just had to splash, dude. We get it, Clive. Stop showing off. And seconds later, he threw down a very calm and casual 6-trick line. Very relaxed. Like I said, a little more swagger in his push after those lands. Just no care in the world. Just you notice that 6-trick line. Like, come on, dude. But one of my favorite tricks though was that Smith grind, 237 down that curved rail. Yes, Clive. That's what's up, dude. Keeping Smith grinds looking cool. If you ever worry about Smith grinds not looking cool, even Smith grind haters, you can't hate on that one. You can't deny that one. I dare you to say something bad about that one. I dare you. You can't. But how did you do that, Clive? How? Can't wait for the rough cut on this, the rough edit. And just when I thought I couldn't be more entertained by this part, he decided to throw in that, merry-go slide, 319. He's like, whee! Look at me go! Hop on, kids! We're going for a ride! Whee! That looks so fun, right? And he wasn't rocking any Little John's rails either, right? That was a straight up board slide, right? That looks so fun. The lean in as he turned round and round, almost kind of like an ice skater, right? He should have put his hands behind his back, kind of like those ice skaters, like when they're taking corners. Whee! Clive is out there having fun, and that is all that matters. Round and round he goes. Where he stops, nobody knows, Even if you are a Clive hater, you have to watch it just for that part, just for that trick. I haven't even checked. Is that let's see, what was it, Dago? Yeah, so that's probably a QS top 10, right? It's me in there. Top 5, right? I say so. That was epic. Round and round. Whee! Like I'm closing my eyes right now and just visualizing it. It looks so fun. And it's more fun to do it that way, doing the front side. No, that wouldn't be as fun. You got your back to it. You got to enjoy that ride. But yeah, the way he was leaning right there was just so funny. I need more angles of that. His ender was gnarly too. It's like you won't see me out there trying that anytime soon either. You listening as well, right? We're not gonna go out there. Who in their right mind would try to do that into that ditch? Bravo, Clive, you know. Close that burning book of music notes. It's over. It's over. Clive's like, boom, this thing's done. Whee! Seriously, I can't stop thinking about that trick. Looks so fun. Who's that guy? Shrimp Daddy. He's got to do a re-edit of that and just have him just scooting around the world or something. Sliding around the world. So what about you? Are you conflicted with this part? I mean, maybe you hate Disorder, right? You're like, oh, they disgust me. Oh, I hate them. But you have the urge to kind of like this part, right? I mean, maybe you don't like Clive, right? You know, for some odd reason. I don't know. Why would you hate on Clive? And you hate Disorder even more. You know, it's a tough spot to be in. I get it. I understand. That's why I mentioned that. But you got to at least check it out, you know. I mean, I think this team is starting to come together. You know, I'm not a huge fan of the name. I've mentioned this before because it always reminds me of the Three Stooges, which I guess in the long run is a good thing for them, you know. Because every time I say Disorder, I think of Disorder in the Court. I mean, so there's that. It's probably going to grow on me, right? Who knows? One thing I could say, though, is adding Clive to that team is a win-win for them. You know, dude has been putting in the work. I mean, he seems to have the right work ethic, right, to impress his boss. There's going to be no issue on that front. He's like, yo, I need some clips. On it, boss. And actually, you can pick up one of his boards right now, you know? You know, I've yet to see any Disorder boards out here, like in the wild in San Jose, but who knows? Maybe Clive will... The Clive ones will start popping up at Park soon. I don't know. I'll keep you in the loop. I will let you know. But, you know, time will tell. So what are your thoughts on Conjecture? I'm saying, like, hey, at least it wasn't Creep, right? Remember that? But I'm a creep. Yeah, I was not a fan of that song for that video. But hey, you know, whatever. Clive's grown. He's matured. Let me know your thoughts. And finally, can you hear that? This thing I am holding in my hands. You can't see it. See, well, eventually I'll get on YouTube, right? You can't see it. But it's red and it's gnarly. And I'll give you a hint. Like I said, it has the red cover. It's got a skull on it. About a 1-inch skull with the words, "Let it kill you," written underneath it in gold. I'm kind of shining in the light here. That's right. It's Ben McQueen's book, Let It Kill You. It is out now. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go back to episode 170 and hear all about it. Okay? So great job on this book. I'm clapping with the book right here. I love the way it feels. I mean, it's a perfect size. Not too small, not too big. And the interviews are way longer than I expected. You know, we get into the minds of like these great tattoo artists. And I'm still reading Eric Dressen's, you know, and I have plenty of pages to complete, right? The right questions were asked and allowed for more like open-ended answers. And you don't see any simple like, yes, no, or yeah, I think so. There's some decent chunks of words in there, you know? But it got me thinking, though, that must have been a bitch to transcribe. I was like, damn, that's a lot of words. Eric likes to talk. Everyone, you know, because like I said, I'm just using Eric's example because that's what I'm still probably about a third of the way through, maybe halfway. I think there's about 20 pages in all with images. That's legit. That's a decent interview. So yeah, I finally got my copy in the mail. Let me hold it up again for no one to see, but you can hear it. It's right here. But it looks great, Ben. Bravo, dude. Job well done. And I highly recommend you go out and get a copy. And spoiler alert, it will be most likely one like the first one of many, many more to come. Yeah, you heard it here. Okay? Thanks for tuning in.